The brothers, the brothers, the brothers.
Don't forget, bud. There's an option for you too.
What are you asking on the games?
$2 each. Scope it out first. This is the speed console.
Yeah, thank you.
I have to go grab everything else. I can't carry all
Yeah,
of
I'm
it.
just gonna. Looks like it's in pretty good condition.
Oh yeah, it works. We made sure of that when we bought it. But she's gonna get the other games and everything too.
Okay, yeah.
Probably because you haven't got the battery in.
Yeah, it's a brand new house.
Not a clue. I think this house is a little over 10 years old.
Every single controller for the Nintendo 64 is new. The only one that is not is the gray one.
Yeah, that's pretty common. They're hard to find in
The
good
gray one was
condition.
purchased used, but
Yeah.
the blue, green, and all of those were purchased.
Your system, I'm not like
Oh yeah, what do you think is a fair price? Now I want to give you a fair price.
So,
And
that's
that's pretty
games.
expensive.
and the console, I can let it go for $230.
Yeah,
I
you know
would
that.
let it go for 230. That's a bit much.
Yeah, that's. I think that's.
I would let that go for maybe a 120, something like that.
125.
Why does this look weird?
It was used.
It was
so-
purchased from eBay used.
so-
There's a lot of fakes out there. That's why I'm kind of.
Oh no,
Oh, no, it's
we
real.
can actually
Okay.
hook it up to the TV
Yeah.
right now.
No,
and
but
show
the
you.
fakes work.
Oh,
But
yeah.
they're reproductions, and I think that's what this is.
Well, if
there's
it's a
a-
reproduction. It's
yeah.
a pretty solid
They're
reproduction.
they're almost indistinguishable.
And someone somewhere in the world who you don't know is going to die. Right? Which is, I'll admit, that's an interesting
Yeah.
idea,
I love it when people die.
right?
What are we talking about?
Aliens?
I don't know.
The VG Bros are back, baby.
Yeah. Welcome to 2024.
What have we been doing? We've been garage sailing?
No, we've been playing Call of Duty.
That's actually true. I'm not going to lie.
Literally, like the last 50 times we've gotten together, what have we done?
We play Call of
That's
Duty.
all we do is play Call of Duty together.
The Spec Ops.
Spec Ops. And we have mastered Modern Warfare 2.
Dude.
Right? Dude.
So,
Sick.
We did those on, is it Veteran, the hardest
the
difficulty?
hardest one, yeah.
On almost all of them except for one or two.
Don't worry about those.
Those are stupid. Dude,
But
Modern
they're
Warfare
freaking awesome.
1, 2, and 3, those games hold up.
Fantastic. I will continue to play them the rest of my life.
The rest of my life. I'm going to be 89 years old on my deathbed.
Still playing Modern
maybe
Warfare
just
2?
a regular bed. And I'm going to be playing Modern Warfare.
Yep.
Yep.
Not bingo. So let's get on to some garage sale stuff. Wii systems are officially falling from the sky right now. like literally, you turn on the weather forecast. It's like 80% chance of rain,
20% chance of Wii.
There's a chance that a Wii is just gonna fall out of the sky because 2 weekends in a row I go out and I find 2 Wii bundles. I don't have to show a whole lot here. I can't even remember what I paid. I paid 50 and 50, and then I think 25 and 25. There's some good games. We got like Smash Bros. Brawl, we got a Mario, we got a Mario Kart. But then and I think there were several of these. So I got a Wii Sports Resort here.
There's another one.
There's another one. And then there's like a big boxed one somewhere. Maybe it's in that other.
There's a lot of shovelware.
Yeah, there is.
Wait, what do we do with this stuff? What do we do
Just
shovelware?
don't knock the camera over. Lego Batman.
If I wanted to knock the camera over, I would have aimed for the camera.
So there's a bunch of these like Skylanders figures. I don't know these. There's a whole tub of Skylanders figures.
And it's Tiger Woods.
I don't know.
I have to be. The last time I looked up Skylander stuff, it's been a long time, I will admit. But the last time I looked it up, it really didn't have any value. There it is. Brother Phil over here.
Okay, it doesn't have any value. But I mean, I got 4 Wii systems. I got a bunch of controllers. and a bunch of games. There's, I mean, almost
Here's another
everyone.
Wii Sports.
Yeah,
that's just
the
the
one
box.
with the box. The game is,
Is this it right here?
maybe that's it. Yeah.
It's in there somewhere.
Every bundle had a Wii Sports. Most of them had a Wii Sports Resort. But this Wii stuff is kind of boring.
It's boring, but it pays the bills, right?
I mean, you look at the pile of games here, and it's just like Dance This, Michael Jackson, Shaun White, another Dance, another Mario Kart, We Play, The Price is Right, The Price is Wrong, The Price is Almost Right.
What's the other sealed game in your hand? The Black Eyed Peas Experience. Wow.
So this.
So I'm gonna confess, I never listened to the Black Eyed Peas
I didn't either.
until it was a Super Bowl. They were doing a halftime show. This must have been 10 years ago, 12 years ago. I don't know, a long time ago. I could not believe how bad this was.
I agree completely. Yeah.
That was my first exposure to this music.
Full disclosure, I'd never heard of him until that Super Bowl.
I may have heard of him, but I never listened to this.
So far out of my genre and like what I'm interested in, like I just.
All it was auto-tune. The whole thing was just auto-tune. It sounds like a robot is singing. And not a pleasant sound either. I mean...
So, all 4 of these Wii bundles were sitting out. And pretty reasonably priced. And I even saw a couple of pickers just walk right by them. I don't know what's going on here. People aren't... I mean, even just a Mario Kart game probably pays for the entire $25 bundle. So, I don't know why they're...
There's a lot of pickers who, especially in this area, they're just not looking for games. They're looking for
jewelry,
hunting stuff,
yeah, guns.
I
You
saw a
wouldn't
lot of.
believe how many people sell guns at garage sales in Idaho.
I saw a lot today.
I've seen so many, and I've seen people ask for it a lot.
Yeah.
There's like, do you have any guns? And the answer is always yes. Everyone has guns. They're always like, yeah, I do.
Of course.
You want to sell any of them? Oh, I don't know. What are you looking for? I have 18 shotguns and, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, everyone's armed here. But so, I don't know. I just haven't seen competition. Even these 2 games, both priced at $3 each, were sitting on the table, 10 o'clock in the morning, after 50 people had already gone to this garage sale. I mean, this, it's a Pokemon game for $3. I think it's a $40 game. I don't know.
Which Pokemon?
Mystery Dungeon Rescue something.
Is that like a remake or like a compilation of the DS Mystery Dungeon games?
Don't care. Anyway,
Somebody tell us.
I don't tell us. I don't want to know.
Tell us.
I don't want to know.
I won't even read it if you
I'm
do.
not going to read it. But I found some better stuff. So let's clear this off.
Clear it off.
Some good stuff. I got really excited at one sale, and I don't think I have footage of this one. They had like 30 games, PS1 games, long box PS1 games, a bunch of PS2 and Xbox. They're all sports games, except for one. So I bought it. Dark Kingdom. I don't know. It wasn't a sports game, so I bought it. So I get to this other sale, and they got it. This was the Saturday sale, but they had a sale all day Friday. And I'm just like, okay, what am I doing? And I see this stack of games. Freaking King Kong. This is like a $50 game. And I want to say they were $1 or $2 each. So I got King Kong.
Wow.
And I asked them if they had other games, and they said, oh, we sold everything else yesterday. I'm like, you mean to tell me that the pickers all came through, and they left a $50 game sitting on the table?
How does that happen?
The competition around here is hit or miss. And when it's miss, like, they miss it. We got Final Fantasy 13-2, Tales of Vesperia, and again, $1 or $2 each, I can't remember. And then a couple of Gears of War games that probably aren't worth anything, but I just kind of wanted them because I've been meaning to play them. So the N64, I have some footage. I bought this new, like, camera that, I don't know, it's kind of like a spy cam or a badge cam. It's pretty sloppy, but I got good audio. I don't know. I got them to bring out this N64 because they just had these PS2 games sitting there. Dragon Ball Z, Red Faction. I guess that's all the PS2 games I bought. And I asked about games, and I got them to bring out the N64. And there's only 3 games. All 4 controllers are third-party, aftermarket controllers.
You can tell by looking at them.
Yeah.
They just...
Yeah, but I peeked in here immediately and got the red gold. So we have the expansion pack. We have Pokemon Stadium and Diddy Kong Racing and then Mario Party. And I looked at Mario Party and immediately I'm just like, something's off here. Like, it's too glossy. It's too... It just didn't. And I don't have my glasses on. I'm freaking old now. Notice we've been aging since the last time we've done this.
I don't think I had this much gray in my beard the last time.
Old, man.
Yeah.
Like all I do is play golf. I got blisters from playing golf today. Like this is what old people do.
Yeah.
They just play golf.
I know.
And call it
One softball game, and I got to go home and take Advil and lay down.
Seriously. All I do is ice every joint I have. So she brought out the N64 in these 3 games, and I asked her what she wanted for everything, and she said $230. And immediately I'm just like, I'm so far
Where do you
away
go
from
with that?
Oh, exactly.
I mean, any reasonable counteroffer could be perceived as a lowball, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you're thinking, man, $100 max, and that's less than half of what she just said. Like, I know. At that point, I usually walk away.
I know. And before I could give her my rejection, her husband actually said, "No, that's too much." So he came up with 130, and I'm like, "All right, we're way closer."
Where is this husband at all the garage sales that I hit, doing the bargaining for me?
I know, but I noticed something was off on this Mario Party, and I said, I think this is fake, and I can't pay full price. And her comment was, well, it works fine. I'm like, yeah, I know it works, lady, but it's fake. Like it's worthless.
Yeah.
You can tell a couple things. It's too glossy. I also opened it up, so obviously I just know that. But there's bullet points on the text on the back of the cartridge, and instead of having the bullet point in midway down the letter, it's just a period at the bottom. That's a real good way to tell.
The texture just looks different.
Yeah, it's just off.
When you compare it to an authentic game, the texture, like especially if you look at it in the light, it's smoother. It's a darker shade of gray. It's just different.
Yeah. But, Pokemon Stadium and Diddy Kong Racing and the expansion pack, I was like, okay, $100, and these PS2 games were in the deal too, and I didn't have any more change, and so I kind of just got these for free. So, $100 for the N64, the games, I don't know. Not the best deal I've ever had, but not the worst deal I've ever had. I go to this other sale, and again, the competition, like, where is the competition where I'm going? I walk at the sale, it's noon on Saturday. They've been open for hours at this point. The Super Nintendo is just sitting there. There's no game inside, actually. It's just sitting there. And so naturally, I'm like, where are the cords? Where are the games? They go inside. They're inside for like 20 minutes. I'm just like, I almost fell asleep out there. And they finally brought out the cords, the controllers, and then one game, Super Mario World. And so I got it for $10. You can do a lot worse than that.
Does it work?
It works. I tested it. It works fine. But the weird thing is the eject button just...
They wear out over time.
No, but I opened it up. I'm like, I'll overlay a photo here. There's a screw. Somebody put a screw in there. Right there, and it's at the spot where the right eject thing, it's hindering its ability to pop the game up. I'm like, who did that? Why would anyone take a screw and put it inside a Super Nintendo?
Was the system modded at some point?
If you would have seen this family, they wouldn't even know what modding means. I mean, it was like, this family looked like the Beverly Hillbillies before they found oil. I mean, this was a backwoods Idaho family.
You just referenced the Beverly Hillbillies?
I don't know. It's the first thing that came to my mind.
That's before our time. So you got a Super Nintendo?
Got a Super Nintendo. It works. I'm going to take that screw out. Got Mario World. That's about it. I don't know. There haven't been a ton of sales. We've had a lot of rain lately.
Yeah, I don't have anything to show this year.
I got nothing yet.
There was one sale a few weeks ago that I went to that had a Wii. It was a black Wii, still in the box, and like 15 games. And she was asking $250 for all of it. Normally that might be a little compelling, but the game selection was so bad. There were 2 games out of 15 that weren't terrible.
Wii Sports and Mario Kart?
No, Wii Sports and New Super Mario Brothers. The rest of the games, absolute landfill junk. But the black Wii in the box, it was in good condition. It was a little compelling, but not for $250. So I passed on. I didn't counter. I did ask if she would sell some of the games separately. Nope, no chance. Everything bundle, all or nothing. I went back the next day
Still there?
and I thought, if it's still there, maybe she'll be willing to come down more. It was still there. Obvious. No one's going to be $250 at a garage sale.
No profit there.
There's no profit there. There's no. I kind of wanted the black Wii in the box just for my collection.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I've read one of the box.
It's kind of cool. But I'm not paying $250 for it. I said, the worst thing you got going for you is these games. They just don't have any value. But she didn't see it that way. She wanted $250 for it. She wouldn't budge.
Well, the great thing is she can still play those games because she didn't sell them.
The next day, I saw that exact same bundle on the Facebook Marketplace. I know it was
Yeah,
definitely
you can
her.
tell.
It was definitely, and she was asking $250 for it. Good luck, lady.
The last two guys that have told me they had a Wii, I just said don't bother bringing it out. I already have 6 of them. I'm tired of finding Wiis.
You're weed out.
I mean, there's a point where I was like, yes, bring it out. Let's pick out Mario Kart and Zelda and make you an offer or whatever. I'm just tired of it. I have so many Wiis. I have so many Wii games. It's just exhausting. I just don't want to deal with it.
I got a
anymore.
box with some extra Wiis at home that
Yeah.
I picked up in years past.
I'm
garage
using one of them
sales.
as a doorstop over here. Literally, that's my doorstop for this room.
Nice.
Yeah, I know we haven't been producing nearly as much content as we used to, but we moved out here and it's like there's just fewer sales out here to go to. It's just you watch a lot of these channels like Chase and guys like that do a lot of garage sale. Any direction they go to, there's just like, oh, here's a community sale. Here's 50 more sales here and here and here. It's like where we live now. You go north, there is nothing until Canada, except for like a couple of decently small towns that, if you're lucky, there's 2 sales. I'm not driving an hour for 2 sales. If you go east from here, there's nothing.
There's mountains.
There's mountains, and then there's Montana, and then there's nothing for 1,000 miles. Like there's just, you could go to Spokane, but that's where all the pickers are. Spokane is like the big city around here.
I've tried to go to Spokane.
I have too.
A couple of times.
It's all pickers.
It's so many pickers over there.
Yeah, but I might go try Spokane again for garage sales because around here there's just not that many anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's just kind of how it is. Maybe this channel is just not. It's clearly not going to be what it used to be.
It's not what it
Maybe we'll get an
once was.
annual video, or it's just run its course here. I don't know. I mean, it's just. I have been finding a fair amount of N64 stuff, and I've heard from a lot of people that they have an N64. They just don't want to sell it, and I hear that more with N64s by far than any other system. Any other system, I can get them to bring it out. I don't care what it is; they'll bring it out. I cannot get people. This was a miracle. It's rare. People have an attachment to that system. I mean,
It's weird. We were talking about this earlier. The Nintendo 64 at the time really underperformed. It was kind of a disappointment for Nintendo. The sales were way down compared to NES and Super NES. Way down. The games were, what's the entire 64 library consist of?
less than 300.
It's
games.
200 and something games, which is really small compared to every other system.
The
of
Switch
its
has
time.
10,000.
Yeah.
Literally, it's 10,000 games. On the Switch.
I think even the Saturn probably had more than that. I could be mistaken.
Japan
but
probably. Yeah.
if you count Japanese. It really did not do well. And yet, fast forward 30 years later,
Dude,
everybody cherishes it. Everybody has all these fond memories. You'd swear everyone owned one.
you're better off getting them to sell you their firstborn child than you are an
Yeah,
N64.
I'm thinking about asking that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you bring out a kid?
Yeah.
Hey,
Full disclosure, I've been trying to
Yeah.
adopt a kid for 3 years.
you could use the same tactics. Hey, you got any you don't use anymore?
Do you have any that misbehave?
Yeah.
Yeah. If they bring their DS with them, I'll
Yeah.
Get a-
Sweeten the pot.
sweeten the pot a little bit. Yeah.
Why not?
How many PS1s were sold?
I want to say like 50 million. Somewhere in that
Way
ballpark.
more than the N64.
Way more.
I think it was more than 50 million. Anyway.
50 to 70 maybe. 70 rings a bell.
If
a
only
lot.
we had a device in our pocket that we could pull out.
When are
and
they
just-
going to invent one of these?
Seriously. Freaking
Come on, Steve Jobs, get on it.
seriously. What has that guy done lately?
I know.
Any games coming out you're looking forward to?
Well, did you watch the direct the other day?
Yeah, we're getting a new Zelda game.
We got another Zelda, not a remake. A lot of people thought
I
at
thought,
first, oh,
yeah,
it's a remake. Oh, it's Link to
Oracle.
the Past.
Yeah.
It looks like the same graphics engine as the last remake from the Link's Awakening.
Yep.
It looks very similar. Everyone was like, oh, it's just another. Dude, it's a brand new game.
Dude, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And then footage from Metroid Prime 4. Are you
Metroid
kidding?
Prime
They've been
4.
looking forward to this game for, what, 7 years they announced it? 7 years ago?
Gosh.
Ugh. And then tons of RPGs. I mean,
That Fantasia RPG.
dude.
Yeah. Apparently, this has been out on the computer for a while, but
It was an Apple game. Yeah.
is it an Apple game?
Yeah.
It
I never
looks
heard
pretty
of it.
cool.
Yeah, I'm not an Apple guy, and even if I was, I'm not playing a mobile game. I'm just not. So I heard a stat recently that I believe it was the McDonald's mobile game, like for the restaurant McDonald's, they have a mobile game.
Okay.
Revenue, $2 billion they've generated on that game. You take a game like Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know how much Nintendo nets on each copy sold, but I did the math at the time, and I was just like, I don't think they made $2 billion on that game. I mean, look at the resources that they spend on a big game
Oh, yeah.
like that. Took them 5-6 years of production, blah, blah, blah. Freaking McDonald's mobile game makes more money, or at least as much money. There's now too much money involved. It's too much of a gold mine. And that's kind of what ruins a lot of, forms of entertainment or whatever it is. I just feel like, you look at Microsoft, there was a time several years ago when Microsoft was doing their E3 presentation or whatnot, and they were like, look at all these studios that we now own. And they bought out a bunch of them, and there was just tons. And they were just like, the future is bright. We're going to start cranking out a lot of exclusive games for Xbox. And I was like, wow, that's pretty incredible. And then
What
right after
happened
that,
to
they
the-
bought Bethesda after that. And I was like, wow, this pot couldn't be any sweeter for Microsoft. And now all they've done is close one studio after another and botch one game after another, rush one game after another to the market. And Microsoft is just a stinking pile of crap as far as I'm concerned right now. I will never buy another Xbox.
Yeah. Yeah, so garage sales. Not great so far this year. I did better last year. I had a couple of really sweet finds last year.
You did, yeah.
Yeah. I am going back to Seattle next month, so maybe I'll go to that same neighborhood.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
Go to Bonnie Lake. That's where I found
Bonnie
3
Lake?
Earthbounds.
The Earthbound belts.
And, we're getting old and we're playing golf and we're getting gray. I don't know what else to tell you. That's what's going on.
That's.
All right, I'm done. Let's play Call of Duty.
I'm in.